It's exciting Legion baseball tonight on QCTV. Osseo visits Andover, and Andover head coach John Heath is with us here getting ready for tonight's game. And when you play summer ball, it goes by so fast. You play a lot of games in a short period of time. Give us kind of a synopsis on how your team is playing right now heading into this one tonight.
Yeah, we really come off a couple of good games last Friday. We were up at the St. Cloud of the Chutes tournament, and we've been working with these guys on work hard, play that varsity level, and they really worked hard and had a couple of really nice games, so they're coming along well.
And, it's difficult, but it's also a happy kind of difficult when your high school team does so well. Of course, you're on the high school staff as well. To go to the state tournament again this year and then to roll into the Legion team, what has that been like?
It's a bit of a challenge. We got a few guys that they were contributors to the varsity squad this year. We got a bunch of guys that are kind of JV experience, and I keep telling them there's a big difference from that field to this field. Right. So we're trying to get them up to speed, and that's a little bit of the challenge, but it's a good bunch of guys, and they're really committed. So
who's on the mound for you starting tonight, and what will be key for this young man?
Got a little bulldog tonight, and Jacob Deichel coming out tonight. He's 5 foot, not much, but he comes at you pretty hard. So we were pretty deep in pitching this year, but he really did a nice job, and I know he's real excited to go tonight.
Coach, good luck. Thank you for the time.
You bet. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it.
There's John Heath, coach of the Andover Legion. Get ready. It's Osseo and Andover coming up next on QCTV Sports.
Touchdown! She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop bleeding! Stop bleeding! He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night. And the Andover Huskies are your section champions.
Tuesday evening, Andover High School, Andover, Minnesota. Beautiful night for baseball. And we have North Hennepin District 10 American Legion baseball here tonight. Game time temp 80 degrees as Andover hosts Osseo. Hi, along with Pete Anderson, I'm Jim Erickson. Great to be here. You see Andover High School back behind the backstop and behind home plate. It's a nice day. It's not too windy. We've had a lot of windy days here this season for baseball, Pete, but one of the better nights we've had here so far, and should be a good matchup between two good teams.
Yeah, it's the weather. You couldn't ask for anything better, and like you said it great. The wind not playing a factor here today, which is an abnormality here at Andover High School.
Yeah, we're kind of on the wind plane. I'm surprised they haven't put any of those windmills here, those electric generators up here on the hill in beautiful Andover. The Andover Legion team, the Legion Huskies, coming in at 4-4. Osseo at 6-4. Osseo is 4-3. They've played 7 league games, while Andover has played just 2 league games. Andover coming off, as you mentioned, the St. Cloud Chutes tournament. As Coach Heath mentioned, they lost to Sauk Rapids in 8 innings and defeated St. Michael Gold by a 12-4 score. There you see Osseo out in the field. Andover out in the field. Osseo's at the plate here in the top of the first inning. And for the Osseo Legion team under head coach Ben Johnson, leading them off is Davis Wick, the senior left fielder. And he'll take high from Jason Deichel, who'll be a senior next year. Right-hander works quickly and delivers again high. 2 balls and no strikes. It's Wick, Kwan, and Peterson here for Osseo.
Deichel's like John said, he's really a bulldog on the mound. He's not afraid to throw any pitch in any situation, and can throw 3 for strikes. And he'll attack hard with that fastball on all edges.
Second start, second appearance here for Jason. Got a curveball across, made it 2-1, came back with the curve and misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Deichel, 4 innings pitched in that one start, gave up a hit, no runs. Struck out 7 and 0 walks. Comes to the plate, 3-1, swing and a miss fastball, and that fills the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wick, 208 hitter, 24 at bats, has 5 hits, 4 runs batted in, leading off here for Osseo. Post 172 swing and a miss. Came back with a couple of fastballs, and Wick couldn't catch up with either, and we have 1 down.
Good pitch sequence there. Showing a couple curveballs there after missing with the fastballs up, and once you recognize there on that 3-1 pitch that he's not catching up with the fastball, might as well give it again.
Brady Kwan now bats, number 2 in the order, and he fouls it straight back from Deichel. 1 strike again. Out in the field for Andover. Eckes at third. Kelly's at short. Rowe is the second baseman. Abbas at first. Caden Belial's behind the plate here for Andover tonight. Deichel with the one strike. The right-hander delivers high. 1-1. Then it's Ludi Richards in first out in the outfield for Andover here tonight, left to right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brady Kwan hitting .351 entering the game tonight for Osseo. Chases that breaking ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Deichel mixing in the fastball and the breaking ball, and that seems to be his bread and butter.
Yeah, he changes levels with all two or both those pitches, and we'll mix in that changeup on occasion. But that's one thing that Coach Heath works on quite often is changing eye levels and changing levels of your pitches. Don't let those hitters get comfortable swinging at one level.
Grounder towards third. Eckes at the bag, fires it across, 2 down.
He was safe.
Oh, they called him safe. Okay.
Kwan's got good speed. He he covers a lot of ground out there in center field as well. But he gets down the line quickly. Eckes taking just a little bit too long there as he gathered and muscled up the throw. Good throw across. Just couldn't get Speedy Kwan.
Kwan's on base. He leads the team with 10 runs batted in. He'll take his lead over at first. Abbas will hold there. So that'll be an infield hit. Kwan is on at first hit of the game. Number 3 batter here for Osseo, Spencer Peterson. Shortstop in the dirt, blocked by Belial. And heading down to second will be Kwan. He's in there. Ball in the dirt. We'll give that a wild pitch. So runner in scoring position here for Osseo, and it's ball 1 to Spencer Peterson. Peterson, it's .348, 8 hits on the season, 8 runs batted in. As a team, Osseo hits .314. As I mentioned, they're 6-4. They lost to Maple Grove, Hopkins, St. Michael, and Rogers. Besides the St. Michael loss, St. Michael Blue, they have had the lead in every game. Osseo state champs last year, too, in Legion. We need to mention that. And a number of those players off of that team last year playing again here this year for Coach Ben Johnson in his 8th season.
Osseo's a good baseball program. They have been for years. And over at the high school level, coached by Joe Lavin, who really does a really good job with these kids. And they've got a lot of players that come in and know how to play the game the right way.
Fly ball to right. First is able to move back and make the catch. 2 down. Kwan will touch up and advance. So runner at third, 2 down now for Osseo, and their cleanup hitter, Matthew Kitzman.
So Peterson got out of the box, and it looks like he might have turned an ankle. He was hobbling down the line there on that fly out, and he's a shortstop, so it'll be interesting to see if that was just something that he tweaked, and he'll be able to get right back to go back on the field.
Big left-hander Matthew Kitzman steps in here, and he takes the first pitch, and he got under it. Again in right field is first. He drifts back and makes the catch. First pitch swinging was Kitzman. Kitzman has 7 runs batted in. He's a big posing force there at the plate. First pitch swinging. He got under that pitch from Deichel, and that's all for Osseo in the top of the first inning. No runs, a hit, and they leave 1 on. We'll go to the bottom of the first. 1/2 inning here at Andover. And it's Osseo nothing, and the Legion Huskies coming to the plate here for Andover.
Get to see kind of a different view here for me sitting watching a game from this vantage point.
You probably don't do much color on baseball as the head coach at Andover High School.
I think, the last game I did cover was with you, the amateur opener up at Hinckley. Aces
that's right.
on.
Yeah, that was right. 2020, I think, up at Brennan Field in Hinckley.
Yep.
That was fun. Place to broadcast. They've got a press box that kind of hangs right over home plate, right on out front on the top of the canopy of the grandstand. We'll have some more town ball for you here throughout the season on QCTV as well. Eli Larson will be the pitcher here for Osseo tonight. He'll be making his 2nd start and 4th appearance. Eli will be a junior next season at Osseo High School. He comes in with a 1-0 record. He has not given up an earned run yet in 11 1/3 innings pitched. 4 runs, none of them earned. 6 strikeouts, and he has walked 8. And the lineup he'll face for Andover tonight, leading off, and at shortstop, senior Patty Kelly. Batting second, junior catcher Caden Belial. Batting third at senior, third baseman Mason Eckes. He'll be a senior next year. Center fielder Nick Richards bats fourth. Junior right fielder Adam First bats fifth. Batting sixth, senior first baseman Sam Abbas. Batting seventh, doing the DHing, Kyle Sanders. Batting eighth, second base here for Andover is Cullen Rowe. And batting ninth out in left field is Thomas Ludy. So again for Andover, Kelly, Belisle, Eckes, Richards first, Abbas, Sanders, Rowe, and Ludy for Coach John Heath. His fourth season as the Legion coach, fifth year with the high school squad as the pitching coach. And Kelly steps in here. Left-handed swinging shortstop, all conference, all section this year for the high school Huskies, and he takes low ball one. Inside, 2-0.
One thing to keep an eye on here with Kelly at the plate, and he had more than a handful, probably 2 or 3 handfuls, bunt singles, and he likes to really kind of just drop that bat down and get his head start down the line.
Taking all the way there, 2-1. That's kind of a lost art. I mean, certainly at the higher levels of baseball, you don't see that very often at all. Bunting is almost a lost art at the major league level. 2-1 pitch, hit sharply to short. Peterson, the shortstop, and it's through him. And behind him, and Kelly will be safe at first. That'll be an error. And the leadoff man on for Andover.
Good inside out swing there by Patty. And that one really hugged the grass here at Andover, and Peterson just came up on it. I think he was expecting a hop there, and now Kelly's sitting at first.
Here's Caden Belisle doing the catching tonight for Andover. Leadoff man on, nobody out. Sunshine and 80 degrees. First pitch, a breaking ball, and the right-hander Eli Larson gets it across. He had Belisle buckling at the knees, 1 strike. Belisle, for your high school team, he was the backup catcher this year, right, as a sophomore, and now here he is, a chance here the Legion team to grab that number 1 spot.
Yeah, he came into the season, and we're thinking he's going to be a JV catcher primarily through the year, and then Deichel got hurt. He was the primary backup catcher.
In the dirt.
We were allowed, we had to pull Caden up, and can't run the same guy out there to catch every game.
In the infield for Osseo tonight, Del Castillo is at third. Peterson's the shortstop. Shevska is at second, and Kitzman's at first, holding with the runner Patty Kelly. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another breaking ball that floats across. And Larson gets ahead in the count here. You see the post 172 on those Osseo uniforms. Post 172 is Osseo Maple Grove American Legion, so they also support the Maple Grove Legion team. It's a good baseball area. This one hit the center. Pretty well hit. Quan is over to his left, and he's able to track it down. 1 out. Now, of course, Andover, that's Ham Lake Legion, right? It's the Ham Lake Legion that supports Andover, or?
Andover's one of the rare communities. They don't have a Legion.
Right.
So a couple of years ago, probably close to a decade ago, the Legion changed within the state of Minnesota.
As far as the laws, you don't have to have a Legion.
You don't have to have a sponsoring post.
Which is important because, sadly, there are fewer and fewer Legion posts, especially with COVID. And, how did Legions and how do they make a lot of their money? By people coming into their Legion posts, spending money, charitable gambling and food and beverage and all the events. And you shut those down, and it was really tough on a lot of them. And that was really kind of sad to see. Mason Eckes is the batter. Runner still at first here with 1 out. And I tell you what, Eli Larson has great command of his breaking ball here early on. There's another strike.
First time through the order, I would imagine that a lot of the hitters are kind of sitting fastball, trying to get the timing. But second time through the order, they're going to probably be looking for one of those hangers.
Andover's a team hitting .298, and here's a little seeing eye bouncing base hit to the right side. Eckes is on. And stopping at second is Kelly. First and second here for Andover with 1 out.
Nice piece of hitting there, and you've seen it both with Caden Belisle and with Mason Eckes. A steady diet of curveballs to start the at bat and pouncing on those fastballs for strikes.
Nick Richards batting .364 steps in. First and second, 1 out. Fastball delivered by Larson is up high and in. Ball 1 to Richards with Adam first to follow. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the first inning, no score. We play 7 innings here in Summer Legion ball. The 1-0 is high and in on the off-speed breaking ball, and now 2-0. Richards 8 hits, 22 at bats, 4 runs batted in for Andover. Caden Belisle leads them in RBIs. Here's another one to the right side, and that finds its way into right field. Rounding third, here comes Kelly home, and he will score 1-0 Andover. Nice piece of hitting the last couple of base hits. Opposite field there by Richards, and he gets an RBI, his 5th of the season.
Nice piece of hitting there by Richards as he just stayed inside that fastball and got just enough of it. Pushed it through that gap between second baseman and first baseman Kitzman. Drives in a run.
1-0 Andover. First bats, takes first pitch curve, ball 1. First a .333 hitter coming in, 7 hits, 21 at bats. He has 4 runs batted in. Base hit could add to that list, and it's popped up behind us over our heads. 1 ball, 1 strike.
First primarily played with the JV team this year. He's got a lot of pop and a lot of power in his bat.
He's going to be a junior next year here at Andover High School. The 1-1 from Larson. Rip but foul. Pulled it towards the batting cage. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sam Abbas on deck for Andover.
One of the challenges that Coach Heath has this summer is a little bit of, figuring out some position versatility with some of these guys. And your first has primarily played third base coming up.
Bouncer to third on the foul side. It's a fair ball. Down the line, off the glove of Del Castillo, and that will score Eckes. So Eckes comes in to score, makes it 2-0. Richards ends up at third, and that'll be a base hit for first. From this angle, it looked foul, but we are not right down the line. It was close.
No argument from the Orioles or the third baseman right there on it, and tried to backhand it, didn't move his feet. Usually want your player there to move his feet and at least knock that down, especially with runners on. And, you have first and second. You can just knock it down and go step on third.
So 3 straight hits here for Andover. Their lead is now 2-0. Runners at the corners, first and third. First at first, Richards at third. First draws the throw over to first with Kitzman holding there. The batter is Sam Abbas for Andover. Abbas, a .500 hitter, 2 hits, 4 at bats. Bounces this one to third. Del Castillo will charge, and he'll try and tag him out. But the runner will win the race back to the bag. Nick Richards kind of deked him there a little bit, and he goes back, and everybody's safe, and the base is loaded.
Home plate called him out, said he left the baseline.
Oh.
So you look here, so right there, that step out is what it is. Where he is at that point determines his baseline, and when he takes that step towards the dugout there, that's what brings him out of the baseline. Good heads up call there by the home plate umpire.
So that goes the put out for the third baseman, 2 down. Fielder's choice for Sam Abbas. He's at first. Adam First at second. Adam First would be a great who's on first name, right? Aben Costello, who's on first? First. I said first. Who's on first? First. I'm sure you guys have never done that.
Is
that the first time?
It's been there.
It's been there. It's been out there.
It's been there. It's been discussed. One of the things, we call him firsty just so that we don't have to go through that.
Right. That's a good plan. This one's in the dirt, knocked down on the backhand by the catcher Capra. Everybody stays put here. Kyle Sanders is the DH doing the DHing tonight for Jason Deichel, the pitcher, batting in that number 7 spot. Sanders, .333 hitter, 2 for 6 here with an RBI. Get Andover 4-4, 1-1 in the league here. Popped up, fouled straight back. That one hit pretty close.
I got you on the ricochet.
Couple of runs in here for Andover. 2 runs, 3 hits. There was an error. Larson trying to end it right here. And it's on the ground, wide of third. Foul. There's a called strike on the 1-2 pitch. Sanders down looking, and that's all for Andover in the bottom of the first inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, an error. And they leave a couple on, but 2 runs in here for the home team. We played 1 inning here at Andover. It's American Legion Baseball. Andover 2, Osseo nothing.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways.
You told me not to touch the stove.
You told me not to do drugs.
You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe. Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. Every day he's hungry for something. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then it kind of starts to work itself out.
Champlin Park playing at Elk River. Coon Rapids hosting Blaine tonight. Lina Lakes is at Westfall Armstrong, and Rogers at Brooklyn Park here tonight. Tuesday night, all those teams and games enjoying beautiful Tuesday night weather. Hayden Del Castillo leads it off, and he'll bounce one to short. Kelly having to charge. He gets to it and throws him out, 1 down.
Nice play there by Kelly, coming in, keeping his feet square, fielding that on the backhand, and then getting a strong throw across the diamond to Abbas. We had to stretch up the line a little bit, but gets the out, gets Del Castillo for Deichel.
Gavin Shevska, the sophomore, would be a sophomore this upcoming year. This Osseo team has a few players that have graduated. Quan, Kitzman, Botsit, as it's bounced to second and bobbled by Rowe. And safe at first will be Shevska. First pitch swinging, and he's on with the air. First error charged here to Andover tonight. Runner on with 1 down. Cole Botsit will bat, another one of those players that graduated here this past spring.
You look there, and Rowe, kind of bouncing there towards the middle. Was able to get his body in front of it, just with shuffling across, wasn't able to get there.
Hits it the other way, past the third baseman Eckes. Kelly will get it and will not have a play. That'll be an infield hit. Botsit at first, Shevska at second, and now Osseo down 2-0 here. Something cooking with the bottom of their order in the top of the second.
Yeah, just kind of a seeing eye. Got past the diving Eckes, deep into the hole for Kelly. Not much of a throw you can get there to beat Botsit.
Here's the DH, Derek Nims. Was a senior this past year, graduated from Osseo High School, goes the other way, and this one is slicing away from Ludi, and he's going to have to allow that one to bounce. He'll backhand it. Shevska rounding third. He'll score. Osseo's on the board. It's 2-1, an opposite field base hit for an RBI by Derek Nims.
Good piece of hitting there. It just dies there in front of Ludi, and there at first was Cheska trying and read it all the way, had a really good jump. There's really no chance for Ludi to get him at home.
Botts had stopped at second. Nims is at first. Picked up his second run batted into the season. Now the number 9 hitter, the catcher, Joey Capra. Capra will be a junior this upcoming school year. Takes a fastball at the letters a bit high. Ball 1 here to Capra. Capra hitting .300, 3 hits, 10 at bats. 1 run batted in. Fouled off the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Osseo is a team hitting .314 coming in. Neither of these teams have a home run yet here this season.
Both teams definitely have bodies in their lineup that can put it out.
One. Breaking ball, and that had Capras kind of scrambling out of the batter's box. He thought that was coming at him. Great movement and break by Deichel, and it's 1-2.
Good time to use that pitch there. You're up, it's a 1-1 count, and so far, a lot of the hitters ahead of him.
Called strike 3 on the 1-2 pitch. The sneaky fastball across, 2 down.
Prior to Capra, everybody had been swinging at the first pitch. Deichel came into this inning with just 14 pitches in that first inning, and everybody else had swung at the first pitch before Capra.
Second strike out of the game for Deichel. To the top of the order we go for Osseo. Davis Wick, who struck out to lead off the game, struck out swinging. Back in the first, he's 0 for 1. And we'll take a breaking ball here. 1 strike. If Wick gets on, it would be Quan. First and second, a run in here for Osseo. Deichel takes a look at second. Comes to the plate. Up high. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Come to chase something up a little high with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Kind of using that last curveball that he lost control of. That stayed high, kept that eye level the same, this time with the fastball, and swung through it.
Here comes the 1-2 with 2 down. Tried to sneak it on that outside corner. And good eye by Wick with a 1-2 count to hold off of that. That'll even it up at 2-2. Two down, a run in here for Osseo. It's 2-1 Andover. Deichel sets, pitches, popped up, foul. Belial takes a look, but it'll be out of play. Back behind us, and the count will continue here at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
At a 2-2 count here, I'd probably be looking for everything that he's seen so far has been up. Maybe show him a fastball down, maybe on the outer edge.
2-2 goes high, and it's now 3-2. Ben Johnson coaching down at third for Osseo. He's an Osseo grad, 2012. Current assistant coach over at Dakota Wesleyan. Just completed his first season there with the Tigers. Fouled back. Good battle here. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Davis Wick with Brady Quan hoping to get a chance here to get another one across here for Osseo as they've cut it to a 2-1 Andover lead here this inning. The Deichel pitch swung on and a foul tip into the glove of Belial. He holds on and Wick goes down swinging. That's back-to-back strikeouts here for Wick. Get some key outs with 2 runners on after giving up the run. For Osseo in the top of the second, they get a run, 2 hits, there was an error. And most importantly here for Andover and pitcher Deichel able to leave 2 on. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-1 game. Andover leading Osseo here tonight from Andover on QCTV. Nice crowd on hand. People coming out enjoying some of the beautiful weather.
Osseo getting one back there. It's you know, it's a long game. You don't try and panic and just kind of chip it away. Look there. It's currently sitting at 81. Slight wind picks up every now and then in our faces.
What's your ideal baseball weather, Pete Anderson?
Am I watching or am I coaching?
I suppose. First of all, watching.
Watching?
Two different things, right?
This is it right now.
And what about coaching? When you're leading men out onto the field and coaching them?
Hotter the better.
The hotter the better.
I love it. Yeah.
So warmer than this.
Oh,
you want it warmer than this if you're coaching.
Absolutely.
Keeps guys loose.
I keeps guys loose, you know, and you know, it gives us something else to kind of like distract on the bench. You sit there and just kind of, you know, there's something to say without having to, you know, kind of generate that or, you know, manufacture something like that. And, you know, telling guys, hey, stay hydrated, stay cool, get a towel on you. Little things like that continue to keep them engaged, keep them into the game, but also keeps their mind moving ahead instead of just sitting there dreading and thinking about the heat.
Cullen Rowe faces Eli Larson, bottom of the second, 2-1 Andover. And this one's lined to left field. But moving to his left is Wick, and he'll make the catch. 1 out. Here's Thomas Ludy. And I suppose when it's cold, like early games, those are really a pain because then so many times you're focused on just trying to stay warm, right, that you kind of forget about the game at times.
Yeah, you know, when you're out there and you're kind of in the midst of the game, it's fine. But when you're sitting on the bench or you're kind of, you know, catching defense, you get those moments where it's not really ideal.
Thomas Ludy batting here, wearing number 97, 300 average, 3 for 10 on the season with an RBI. Bats with the bases empty, 1 down, bottom of the second. Second start of the season for the right-hander Eli Larson. Toes the rubber to the plate, 1-0. Misses outside, 2-0. Top of the order on deck for Andover.
Close pitch there. I think if maybe Capper was sitting out there instead of reaching for that one, he probably gets that call. Just like that.
Yeah, hit the black on that one, now 2-1. Again, 2-umpire system here tonight. I know the earlier game that I did last week, Champlin and Anoka, we had just the home plate umpire, and I guess it's just based on availability.
Yeah, it's been a you know, struggle with summer baseball, even spring ball, especially the lower levels.
Fouled back off the equipment, 2-2 to Ludy.
So if you've got interest in being an umpire, please find an assigner and sign up.
You're not talking to me, are you? I would be horrible. I'd be a horrible umpire.
I'll be nice to you.
Indecisive. The games would be 3 hours long because it'd take too long to make a decision on whether it was a ball or strike. This one is foul back. You see me at the grocery store when I'm trying to choose the kind of buns I want to buy. Still 2-2 here to Ludy.
Larson out here in that first inning, he mixed in that curveball pretty often, and this inning he's been relying heavy onto that fastball. That's the first curve he's thrown here this inning.
Yeah, and that fills the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Both pitchers tonight have good curves. 3-2, 1 down. Pop foul straight back, and it'll stay here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Patty Kelly on deck. Andover scored 2 in the first. RBIs from Richards in first for both of those young men. The 5th runs batted into the season for each of them. And that pitch was outside. I had 3-2. It must not have been. Now it's 3-2.
Yeah, now it's I was doing my math here. I went to Coon Rapids, so I'm not that good at it.
And on the 3-2 pitch, rolled towards second. Slow roller, Shevska, and he bobbles it. That'll be the second error charged to the Osseo infield here, and Ludy is on base.
Yeah, on that one, Shevska, you want to just get to the spot. You got to get there. Try not to time it and meet the ball there. You want to beat the ball there. And you got burned a little bit trying to move hard to his left and then field it at the same time.
Larson trying to keep Ludy close with the Kitzman holding there. Here comes Patty Kelly reaching an air to lead off the bottom of the first inning for Andover. Kelly hitting .370 here on the season in 8 games here, 27 at-bats, 10 hits, 5 runs batted in. One ball the count to the plate. Lays down a bunt. It's a good one, too. Catcher Capra will have one play. No, he has no play. Everybody's safe. A bunt base hit.
There it is.
You called that earlier.
You know, and that if you were to ask Patty about that one, he would probably say that's probably one of his worst bunts. He usually likes to kind of put it in that no man's land right on the third baseline. But he dropped that down so late and didn't show. Nobody was really there in a position to get there, and he's so fast out of the box.
Got it done. 1 out with 2 on, first and second, Caden Belial. Fastball hit in the air to right field. Looks like Botzett has it all sized up. He makes the catch, fires it into second, 2 down. Kelly remains at first, Ludi at second, Pete.
Belial really does. He's a fastball hitter. He goes and he hunts them. You know, when he's seeing the ball well, he's able to keep his hands back a little bit and turn that more into a line drive. Got a little antsy there and extended and got underneath it.
Wearing number 11 tonight is Mason Eckes. Luke Denicky usually fashions the twin ones on the back of his uniform, but Mason wearing 11 here. First pitch curve from Eli Larson outside, ball 1. Eckes singled, scored a run back in the first inning. Andover trying to add to their lead. They lead it here 2-1, bottom of the second.
Eckes is one of the hitters here in the Andover lineup that has the power to get it over the fence.
Bounce it off the plate to the right side, trying to flag it down the first baseman Kitzman. He can't. Rounding third is Ludi. Throw comes in, but it's going to go towards third and in on the infield. So it'll be a base hit and an RBI for Eckes. And Andover does, with a 2-out base hit, add to their lead. It's 3-1.
Good base running there by Ludi, taking off right away and got a good jump. By the time the right fielder got that ball, I thought he might have had a chance at Ludi, who's not the fleetest of foot. But he wasn't looking there at all. He was almost trying to throw to third to get Patty Kelly advancing to third.
Eckes getting his second run batted into the season. Runners the corner, first and third. Inning not yet over. Cleanup hitter Nick Richards takes strike 1. Richards an RBI single back in the first inning. Richards .364. Second on the team to that .370 that Patty Kelly is batting coming in. No balls and 2 strikes to Richards.
Richards is a sneaky good hitter. He's got a really, really pretty swing.
Takes that one in the dirt. Nice block by the Osseo catcher, Capra. Keeps it in front of him. That gets by him. Another run comes in.
Yeah, good job by Capra moving his whole chest protector outside the plate into that lefty batter's box to knock that down and keep it right at his feet.
1-2 to Richards. First at bat if Richards extends the inning with 2 down in the bottom of the second. 1 run in, Andover looking for more. There goes the runner. This is ripped into left field. Line drive, base hit. Kelly will score. And the runner, that was hit so hard, even though Eckes was off with the pitch, he has to stop at first with the line drive into left field. But to give Nick Richards his second RBI base hit of the game, 6 for the game. And it's 4-1 Andover.
Yeah, if we got the replay on that one, Nick was asking for time prior to that pitch and able to reset, get his hand reset, and attack that fastball. That's kind of how you do it. You ask for time, you don't get it, but you got to be ready to hit no matter what.
2 runs in here this inning. 3 hits now. All the runs here unearned because of the earlier error, and the batter is Adam First. Ball 1. First an RBI hit back in the first inning, 1 for 1. First 333, 7 hits, 21 at bats coming in. Now with 8 hits, 22 at bats entering. And in the dirt again, 2 balls and no strikes. 4 runs on 6 hits here for Andover. Trying to get above 500 at 4-4 on the season. 2-0 pitch, hit in the air. Right field, drifting towards the line. Bats it. He came in, now still towards the line, and makes the catch there for the final out of the inning. So Batsett able to track it down all the way to the right field line. First is out. Andover done here in the second, but a nice second inning. 2 more runs here for Andover. 2 runs. They get a total of 3 hits. There was an error, and they leave 2 on. We move to the third. Andover 4, Osseo 1 on QCTV Sports.
Andover, Minnesota. 34.84 square miles and 33,000 strong. Home of the Huskies. Residing in the state where hockey is king, with a new battle for the crown each winter. 16 teams, 14 games, 1 ultimate dream.
Burgers track the goal! 15 seconds in, Andover takes a 1-0 lead.
But in the end, only 2 teams reigned victorious in the state of hockey.
Skated out in the corner. Andover has won the state title.
Which makes Andover the city of champions.
Is it okay to say that I get chills every time we play that promo about the hockey season here this past winter? The boys and girls winning state championships. Before you know it, it'll be football season. We'll be getting the high school season here quickly. When does football practice begin, Pete?
What do we got? August, I don't remember, one of the teens.
One of the Mondays of August there? Somewhere in the middle of August? I put you on the spot there. You didn't have your Google Calendar out. I could have warned you. As we go to the top of the third inning, Brady Kwan is the leadoff hitter here. He singled back in the first inning. Facing Jason Deichel, misses outside.
Could have called that pitch. I know John pretty well.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch popped up, foul. Right side, out of play. Towards our production truck. I think that evens it up at 2-2. Is that what you got, Pete?
Did he call the first pitch a ball? I thought he called that a strike.
We don't have a scoreboard here tonight, so I'm having to rely on my own record keeping, which isn't good. Just ask my accountant. This one is hit high in the air to left. Ludi doesn't have to even move. 1 down. That'll bring up Spencer Peterson. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the third here for Osseo.
Yeah, that one for Ludi, that's basically the definition of camped.
Yeah. That's how whenever I played in the outfield, mostly softball, that's how I hoped every ball was. I hope I didn't have to run because that was not my position. First base is my position.
Yeah, you know, those ones sometimes they mess with your head when they sit up there for so long. You kind of like to dance a little bit or maybe move your feet so you can move back so you can get a good angle on it.
It almost feels wrong that you're not moving, right?
Yeah.
1 strike pitch. This foul back again, 0-2.
Good pitch there by Deichel. You worked fastball out over the plate and then came in and inside on the inner half. Peterson getting the ball around, fouled off 2, but gives a lot of options here for Deichel.
Peterson flied to right in his first at bat. 0 for 1 tonight. The Deichel 0-2 pitch. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deichel coming in with 3 strikeouts. Struck out 1 in the first and 2 last inning. In fact, got Capra and Wick with 2 runners on. This one's a bouncer to the left side, and it's through for a hit. Peterson has his first hit. Osseo has their 3rd hit of the game. Actually, 4th hit. They had 2 hits last inning, and now here's their 4th hit of the game, run around with 1 out.
Yeah, you know, you've got a 1-2 pitch there, 1-2 count there for Deichel. And you don't want to give a pitch that good. That was right over the heart of the plate. Peterson did a good job getting the bat out and lining that one right into that 6.5 hole.
Matthew Kitzman, their big cleanup hitter, hitting .407 on the season. 7 runs batted in, 11 hits, 27 at bats. Kitzman will be going to Northeast Community College to play baseball. He graduated here this spring. Brady Kwan is also going to be playing baseball at the next level. He's heading to St. Mary's. Brady Kwan, the center fielder in the lineup. There goes the runner at first. Peterson, throw down. It's on the third base side, and that allows Peterson to slide in safely with a stolen base.
Good throw there by Belisle, picking that ball up, but, throw just a little bit on the wrong side, and good jump there for Peterson getting to the bag.
4-1 Andover, runner in scoring position with 1 out. Kitzman took a big cut in that fly ball to right field. He just got under it, just missed a long ball back in the first. Big swing there, a sweeping pitch that ends up low and away, goes and chases it. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kitzman. Del Castillo is on deck. Deichel with a long look, and he'll step off. New set of signs coming up here for the pitcher who'll be a senior next year. Obviously, he'll be an anchor in the high school pitching staff and rotation next year.
Yeah, he's a very versatile player. He played a lot of infield for us. As I mentioned before, he's a good catcher as well.
2-1, and Kitzman goes down and gets it and lines it into right field for a base hit. That'll get Peterson to third, and a 1-out rally here so far. 2 on, 1 out, runners at the corners. And Del Castillo will bat. Grounded to the short in his first at bat in the second inning. He's 0 for 1.
Kitzman's a really good hitter. He's got good contact skills with that big frame, and then obviously he's got the power as well. But you got the first and third here. I don't really assume that Coach Johnson's going to put Kitzman in motion here.
So first and third, Kitzman at first. Peterson at third. Del Castillo bats. And Kitzman dives back in safely. Del Castillo, 320 coming in. Good batting averages on this and in this Osseo lineup. Misses inside. Ball 1.
Deichel looking to get a ground ball here, maybe try and turn 2. Make sure they get 1.
1-0 pitch in the air to center. Richards will make the catch towards left center, tagging at third Peterson, and he'll score.
Good piece of hitting there by Del Castillo as he kind of understood the situation and got a second fastball. That one not quite as far inside, able to get his hands out and just get that ball to the outfield. Does his job, allows Peterson to score from third.
Del Castillo picking up his 9th run batted in of the season on the sacrifice fly. 2 outs, runner at first is Kitzman still, and Shefska for Osseo will take a pitch right at the belt. Strike 1. Shefska reached on an error in the second inning. Trying to extend it here. Osseo has cut that lead now to 4-2 for Andover. Kitzman towards the bag and a roller that way. Backhanded knocked down by Abbas. He still has time and a close play at first. And they got him with Deichel able to cover. Bang, bang play. Deichel's foot hit the bag and then the batter Shefska's foot hit the bag. And that's all here for Osseo in the third. But they get one back. They get a run on a couple of hits. And they leave one on in the top of the third inning. Now it's Andover 4 and Osseo 2.
Good PFPs there for Deichel, getting off the mound and recognizing real quickly he's going to have to be part of that play. As Abbas knocked it down and had the ball kind of scoot away from him. I think he was trying to field it and get back to the first on his own. But Deichel being there allowed him to get that flip. Taking a look here at the North Hennepin League standings. St. Michael Blue up top at 4-0. Osseo, Coon Rapids both off to good starts. Elk River as well. Spring Lake Park at 3-1. Champlin 3-2. Maple Grove 2-1. As you mentioned, Andover just their third league play game at 1-1. In I guess the top of the lower half of the division.
Yeah, Andover on the season. They've lost to Egan, Hastings, lost to Elk River 8-0 last week, and then lost to Sauk Rapids in the St. Cloud tournament. Their wins have come against West St. Paul, Hamlin Red. They defeated Centennial in their league opener in 5 innings, a 5-inning, 10-run game back on June 21st, 11-1. And then their other win most recently was at that St. Cloud tournament over the weekend against St. Michael Gold. And that gives them the record of 4-4 as Andover steps to the plate in the bottom of the third inning. Sam Abbas, fielder's choice in the first inning, 0 for 1, facing Eli Larson. And it's in the dirt, ball 1. It's Abbas, Sanders, Rowe for Andover, and a 4-2 lead here for the Legion Huskies. Overhand curveball. Pretty good drop on that one, but good eye by Abbas. It's 2-0.
Abbas is a very smart hitter. He's going to go up there. He's got a plan. He's looking for a certain pitch in a certain spot.
Fastball outside corner, 2-1. Fastball outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Abbas 500, just 4 at-bats, limited action here so far. 5 plate appearances entering the game tonight. And that's ball 4. That's our first free pass for either pitcher here tonight. As Abbas is on with the base on balls, he's on at first, leading off the bottom of the third inning for Kyle Sanders.
Abbas isn't the fleetest of foot as either, as I mentioned with Ludi earlier, but I'm expecting Sanders to drop down a bunt here.
Kitzman will hold him over there. And the first pitch, breaking ball to Sanders. Ball 1. Sanders struck out looking for the final out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. He's the DH tonight, hitting for the pitcher, Deichel.
Sanders handles the bat pretty well.
1-0 in tight. 2-0. Kitzman, who's holding over at first for Abbas, is one of those first basemen that's a left-handed thrower, left-handed first baseman. He's got that glove on the right hand, which is a little strange to see. He's got to kind of square up a little bit more to hold the runner. Fastball outside corner. It's across. 2-1.
As we sit here in the third inning with nobody out, Larson already crossed the 50-pitch mark.
Popped up. Shallow left. Wick coming in. And the catch is made. 1 out. So as a coach, when you see a first baseman with the glove on the right hand, is that actually an easier play because you kind of open up and then you can take that throw, and then with the glove on the right hand, isn't it an easier tag?
You know, it really is, and you know, you kind of get it's kind of a little bit of a safety net for your pitchers. You know, he's got a little bit more range, especially up the line to the outfield side.
Quick snap throw that way, and Abbas gets in. But then when it comes to fielding your position, it's a whole different story because you don't have the glove on the side of the line, the first base line.
Yeah, you know, it's got its challenges.
Right.
It's one of those things too. From the offensive side, you're trying to pick out your understanding. Okay, when he's going to have to make a throw, if he's cutting it, you know, he's got to turn the other way. He's not going to see the field.
Rowe takes high here, 1 ball and no strikes.
I think we called a strike on that snap throw down.
Okay, 1 ball, 1 strike. Thank you. Ooh, and that bounced off the dirt and off the mask of the catcher, Capra. And advancing down to second is Abbas with a wild pitch. And now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good read there by Abbas, seeing that that ball down, taking in a little bit extra. And as soon as you see that ball not hit that glove at all, that's the instinct that that I know I teach. So I'm hoping something that I've said at some point sunk into to Sam.
2-1 to Colin Rowe. Ludi on deck, 1 out. Andover leading this game here 4-2. And Rowe takes the ball there. Rowe line to left in the second inning, 0 for 1. Time called.
If I'm calling here, I'm looking for, a pitch out over the plate, maybe a little bit outside, trying to push it behind the runner. See if you can get it through and see if you can get a good jump to score.
Fastball is a strike. Fills the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rowe. Got the fastball across on the outside corner, 2 down.
Tough take there for Rowe. It's a pitch that, from our vantage point, we've seen be called a ball, but it's a good pitch. You hit that spot, and catcher able to hold that glove pretty tight and get that call. Good pitch there by Larson.
So with 2 down, number 9 hitter Thomas Ludi. Ludi reached in an error, scored one of the 4 runs. First pitch swinging here, a ball out to left center field. And the left fielder Wick waiting for it. And he hauls it in for the 3rd out of the inning. Ludi down and Andover down. And for the first time tonight, Eli Larson and Osseo able to keep Andover off the board. In the bottom of the 3rd, no runs, no hits. They leave 1. And we go to the 4th. We played 3 here at Andover High School. And it's 4-2 Andover on QCTV Sports.
The St. Paul Saints are back. Gordon dives, has it, goes second for 1, on to first, double play! Oh, hit it in, right field, well hit, way back, it is gone! Catch live coverage of tomorrow's big league stars right here on this community station.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
There's that beautiful scene from center field. Our center field camera tonight at Andover. Sun-drenched Andover, Minnesota. Great conditions throughout the east central Minnesota and the Twin Cities metro area for baseball here tonight. Fields are, I'm sure, all over the area, just filled with activity, whether it's baseball, softball. Here's a bouncer. Oh, great pick at short by Kelly. And his throw to first in time. What a play by Kelly, who was primarily a second baseman in the high school season, asked to play shortstop here for the Summer Legion Club and made a nice play there.
Yeah, I mean, he did outstanding for us at second all season, but, we've got a stud defender like Noah D'Agostino that really kind of forces that move. But Patty's a natural shortstop. He's played there all through youth and, the last couple of years through the lower levels of the program.
So Botts at the leadoff man, retired on a pitch here to start the 4th inning for Osseo. The DH, Derek Nims, knocked in one of the runs back in the 2nd inning, his 2nd run bat into the season. Gets a piece of this one, fouls it at the plate. Nims and then Capra, bottom 3rd of the order. No balls and 2 strikes to Nims. With 1 out, nobody on. Deichel working quickly. From from the wind. 0-2 pitch. Tried to get him chase something high, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and away. Nims down swinging. 2 up, 2 down. Fourth strikeout tonight for Jason Deichel.
It's Jacob. I meant to correct you before.
Oh, I wrote down Jason. I guess. Does he have a brother, Jason? A cousin?
No, just maybe a cousin.
A friend? Jacob Deichel. And he delivers here to Wick, strike one, or excuse me, Capra, strike one. Well, now he's got a new nickname. Guys will call him Jason. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, nobody on.
Got a couple defensive changes here in the field. Colin Anderson now playing second. Keegan Fogarty out there in center. Looks like we moved Richards to right, and I think that's first over there in left.
Those are wholesale changes, fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Capra. So that is nowhere what I have on mine. So if it's hit to the outfield, I'll just let you. I'll just go, Pete, who is that?
I got you. It's tough to tell with all the blonde hair left over from the state tournament.
Season. And the baseball did the same thing, huh? Baseball did the blonde hair. Foul back again, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I resisted the constant pressure and badgering.
You didn't, did you?
I didn't.
1-2, 2 down, nobody on. The pitch to Capra is a called strike 3, and that's a 1-2-3 inning, our first of the night. Osseo goes down in order in the top of the 4th inning, 3 up and 3 down. 2 strikeouts, back-to-back strikeouts for Jacob Deichel. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th, 3.5 here, and it's still 4-2 Andover. Five strikeouts now for Deichel as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Can you give me those changes again, Pete?
Yeah, I got Fogarty took over for, he actually was the hitter.
Where's Fogarty?
Fogarty took over for Ludi in the lineup.
Okay.
And then Richards moved to right. And first moved to left. There's Andover's upcoming schedule here. They got at Blaine coming up tomorrow against Maple Grove here on Thursday. Still Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's still Tuesday. And then 2 away games next week at Anoka, at Champlain. And Osseo's upcoming schedule. Got Westfall Armstrong coming up tomorrow at home again, and then Elk River next week. They'll be playing at Coon Rapids or a couple weeks from now at Coon Rapids on the 12th, and then Lionel Lakes at home on the 13th.
New pitcher for Osseo, Sam Wolkerstorfer, will take over for Eli Larson. Larson pitched the first 3 as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Larson went 3 innings, giving up 4 runs, just 1 of them earned. He came into the game with just 0 earned runs. That was his first earned run given up of the season. And gave up 6 hits. So, Wolkerstorfer, the new pitcher.
That's a mouthful.
It is. And he's facing Patty Kelly, who swings and hits the pitch in the air to center field. Quan makes the catch. 1 out. Sam Wolkerstorfer, he's another one of those players that graduated from this past season. He's a 2022 graduate. Right-handed pitcher, number 16. Gets Kelly to lead off the inning here with that fly ball. Belisle now bats. And it's in the dirt, ball one. Belisle's flied to center, flied to right. In off the handle, lifted in the air. Right center, bots it, the right fielder. Plants and makes the catch. 2 down.
So much for making them throw a couple pitches, huh?
Right, yeah. They're just coming up and being aggressive early in the at-bat. Kelly was out on one pitch and Belisle on the second pitch, 2 up, 2 down. Mason Eckes. Low and away. 1 ball the count. Eckes bringing some varsity experience here to the Legion team. Has some potential power. Holding down the third base bag here defensively. The 1-0 and the dirt 2-0. If Eckes gets on. Eckes had a nice night tonight, 2 for 2 with an RBI. Has 2 runs batted in on the season now. Two-0 delivery, low. 3-0. Larson just to kind of finish his line here. Taking all the way, it's a strike, 3-1. He struck out 2 Andover batters and gave up 1 walk in his 3 innings. Total of 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Popped up right side, out of play. After being behind 3-0, Wolkerstorfer's battle back to fill the count at 3-2. Swung on and missed. Got him on the breaking ball. Eckes down. And we've had back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. 3 up, 3 down for Andover in the bottom of the 4th. We played 4 and move on to the 5th here in sunny Andover. 4-2 Andover on QCTV Sports.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Here we go. We go to the 5th inning. Osseo and Andover here tonight. Osseo 6-4 on the season, and Andover at 4-4 in the top of the 5th inning. It's the top of the order for Osseo. Wick, Kwan, and Peterson, the 2 batters. As Jacob Deichel starting his 5th inning of work. He's had an effective game. Here's a bunt base hit attempt right back to Deichel. Plants, throws, out, 1 down. Now Brady Kwan, the son of Bill Kwan, who was the volleyball coach for several years at Osseo High School. Moved on into the administrative role. Always enjoyed working with Bill when he was the coach of those Osseo teams. He had some pretty good teams. There were some pretty good teams in Section 5 and out of the Northwest Suburban when it came to volleyball there for a while. Blaine, Centennial, Osseo, Champlain Park. Pitch in the dirt here to Kwan. 1 down, nobody on. 4-2. Pace of the game certainly picked up last inning, 6 up, 6 down. Goes and chases the high pitch and fouls it back. Fastball. Deichel gets it across. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brady Kwan. Kwan's going to go and play ball at St. Mary's. It's a sharply couple of hops to short. Kelly gobbles it up. 2 down. So I assume Kelly's now the heir apparent at shortstop for the high school team then, Pete.
You know, it's a little early to say. We've got some possibilities. He's in the mix. Guy on the mound is in the mix. But you know, it's you know, that experience and that ability to kind of be able to move, especially as a middle infielder, is pretty versatile.
First pitch curve. Peterson takes strike 1. Spencer Peterson singled his last at bat, scored a run, one of the 2 runs that Osseo has gotten across. 1 strike to Peterson. Hits the outside corner. Deichel, you know, moving the ball around, not just changing speeds and going fastball, curveball. He's also moving that ball around in the strike zone. 0-2, fastball outside, didn't get him to chase, and it's 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout 6 for Deichel. That's the final out of the inning, and that's now 1, 2. That's actually 8 in a row set down with the sacrifice fly and the ground out back in the 3rd inning, and then 3 up, 3 down the last 2 innings. Deichel really starting to settle in here for Andover, Pete.
Yeah, and you know, it's nice to see you kind of find that rhythm, find that groove, and especially, you know, 2nd and 3rd time through the order, being able to shut them down. That's when you really know your pitcher's feeling good about his stuff and getting a good opportunity to get you some outs. And the nice thing is, going after 3 innings, he was at 47 pitches. In the last 2 innings, he's got a combined 19 pitches.
Talk about getting stronger as the game goes on. That is exactly what Jacob Deichel has done on the mound here for Andover. As we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, Andover will have Richards first and Abbas. In fact, Abbas is now out of the lineup. And who would you say was hitting for him? Was Kirchner?
Kirchner will be taking his spot. Yep.
And Kirchner now in left field. First base is Richards. So Richards, the first baseman, leading it off in the bottom of the 5th inning. He has 2 hits, 2 for 2 tonight. And it'll be the 2nd inning here started for Sam Wolkerstorfer.
Wolkerstorfer had a really good inning coming in relief. Just 10 pitches to get his 3 outs.
Richards, a nice night. Couple of singles, couple of runs batted in. 2 for 2, 2 RBI. RBIs 5 and 6 here on the season. Back to the screen. 1 ball to count first, and Kirchner, again, the other 2 batters in this Andover half of the 5th. Wolkerstorfer with a pitch as a strike. At the knees, called a strike. 1-2. Low, 2-2. Richards has been a surprise here for the Legion as he takes a ball there. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Not sure where that one was. That looked pretty good.
Hit the other way. Right fielder Botzit will make the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Nick Richards came into the game hitting .364, so he really has been a nice surprise. And with that hitting, that bat that he's had, he's been hitting in the number 4 spot here for Andover. Better now is Adam First. First now in right field. That's where he started. He's still out there. Singled back in the first inning. 5th run batted into the season. Flied to right in the second inning. 1 for 2. First pitch fouled back to the screen. 1 strike. Walkerstorfer, the right-hander, ready to deliver. Just missed.
Not sure if that's down, maybe. I mean, home plate umpires called that pitch on that outer half pretty regularly, so I'm thinking that has to be down, but it's a really close pitch.
That one was further down. 2 balls, 1 strike. The wind, the pitch, bounced wide, a third foul.
Walkerstorfer mainly relying on that fastball and just changing locations, changing his spots. Hasn't really gone to a significant off speed.
2-2 back to the screen. Now full count, 3-2. Andover scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second. 4 runs on 6 hits. Osseo pitching has retired the last 7. After a leadoff walk back in the third, they got 3 in a row, and then it was 3 up, 3 down in the fourth for Walkerstorfer's first inning. And then they got the first one here, but a base on balls to Adam First. He's down at first.
That one actually hit him.
Second walk, we'll mark that down as a hit by pitch. Sun was in my eyes, couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's not the greatest angle here.
You have your sunglasses. That was smart.
We got to talk to the head coach about getting a press box or something. Yeah, that ball just running in and right on the base of that jersey on the elbow. First, he's a tough kid. He's not going to rub it or anything.
He won't even rub dirt in it. This one's fouled back. Kirchner, the batter. And he'll foul it back. Yeah, well, Champlin's got the press box now, so, they've raised the bar a little bit.
Maybe I should ask them for a donation.
Pitch, runner goes. Kirchner drops the bunt, but fouled on the third base line. Kirchner's numbers on the season. He's looking for his first hit. 4 plate appearances, 3 at-bats. Does have a run batted in.
He's got decent power, and his biggest enemy to this point is the contact piece and being able to regularly get the ball in play.
Runner goes on the fastball. Here's the throw down, and it's on the first base side. Close play, but First is in safely with the stolen base. Puts a runner in scoring position here for Andover, trying to add some insurance.
I think Cheska thought he got him, but yeah, good call there by the ump. Waves and misses the tag.
Fouled to the right. That'll be out of play towards the tennis courts.
Good opportunity here for Kirchner to get that first hit, get another RBI on his tally.
4-2 Andover, trying to lead to that, add to that lead, but that is a called strike 3. Kirchner down, looking 2 down. Second strikeout here for Walkerstorfer.
Yeah, that one, tough call there for Kirch. That outside edge to righties is kind of been an enigma. It's been called a ball. It's been called a strike. Flip a coin.
First pitch here to Kyle Sanders is low, 1-0. High, 2-0. Yeah, when we do high school games here, the sun is in a whole different spot.
Oh yeah,
than it is here in late June, right after the solstice.
Yeah, it's there's usually around this time of year. I'm not trying to jinx us or anything, but you get that extra sunlight, and the baseball gods go, you know what? I think it's time for some extra baseball.
Yeah.
And I know we had a game here as the VFW team last year that went 11 innings, and that last inning was
getting close to being kind of dark.
Pretty sketchy.
Another one in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 here to Kyle Sanders, the DH. Struck out looking, fly to left.
First, he's got a big frame, but he runs pretty well, so you assume anything that does get put into the outfield, he's going to score.
That swing and a miss fills the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second, 2 down. Payoff pitch. Runner goes. It's not going to matter. He'll ring him up for the 3rd strikeout and the 3rd out of the inning. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Wolkerstorfer. He has 3 for the game. And a pretty decent inning there. He did hit the batter, but for Andover in the bottom of the 5th, they leave 1. And we'll go to the 6th. We played 5 here at Andover. Andover 4, Osseo 2. It's Legion Baseball here on QCTV Sports.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The hands-free cell phone law means you can no longer hold a phone in your hand while driving. It must be mounted or placed in another area of the vehicle. GPS in hands-free mode is okay. Video calls, social media, vlogging, and others are illegal even in hands-free mode. Learn more at handsfreemn.org.
Here we roll along with Osseo batting, top of the 6th inning, along with Pete Anderson. I'm Jim Erickson. Jacob Deichel starting his 6th inning of work, and size up the performance here so far for the soon-to-be senior Jacob Deichel, holding this Osseo team to just 2 runs, one of them unearned, and has done a nice job on the mound tonight.
You know, it's exciting to see as a coach, him being able to kind of extend. He it was primarily in a relief role, kind of a cleanup role for us on the mound this season, and you know, like I said earlier, he's pretty versatile. He can catch. He can play pretty much all the infield spots. We had him play in the outfield a little bit this year, so he's going to be a guy that you know, we have to find a way to get him in the lineup. And you know, he's not hitting tonight, but he's going to be a guy that can.
Gets him with a very high fly ball to the opposite field to the left fielder Kirchner. 1 down.
But yeah, no, his bat keeps him in the lineup as well. It's a talented ball player, and it's really good to see he's a competitor and he's out here leading his team.
So with 1 out, Kitzman retired. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Now the number 5 hitter for Osseo is the 3rd baseman Hayden Del Castillo. Ground out in a sacrifice. That fly knocked in a run. Takes a strike here with 1 out in the 6th. Lined over the shortstop Kelly, and that'll 1 hop in front of Kirchner out in left field. And it's a 1-out base hit. Del Castillo is on for the first time tonight. And that's hit number 6 here for Osseo. Runner on with 1 out. Deichel's first pitch to Shefska, low. Curveball, 1 ball, no strike. Shefska reached in an air, scored a run back in the second. Grounded to the pitcher. Actually, it was a first base ground out with the pitcher covering back in the third. That is on the inside corner. It's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Richards playing at first here for Andover, holding the runner Del Castillo. Shefska at the plate represents the tying run and a 4-2 Andover lead. To the plate, high pitch, chopped. Deich will have 1 play. He'll go to first, and he got him for the second out of the inning. That moves Del Castillo into scoring position, but now 2 down. And a pinch hitter here, Tyler Rose. Number 2 will hit in the place of Cole Botzett.
That was a good pitch there, that to get Cheska. Curveball stayed high and then kind of dropped late.
First pitch swinging, bounce to the right side, backhanded Richards at first, covering at first base is Deichel at the bag, not in time. So Rose gets himself an infield hit number 2 of the inning, and that also gets Del Castillo down to third, so the tying run now on with 2 out in the Osseo half of the 6th. And the DH, Derek Nims, is the due batter.
Yeah,
and it will not be Nims, it'll be Logan Partanen. So Partanen trying to continue the rally. This opportunity for the Osseo Legion post 172. Toss over to first. Patton, number 21. He'll be a junior next year. He's hitting .600. 3 hits, 5 at bats. First and third. Off speed. It's a strike. Hits the outside corner. 1 strike to Patton, and Capra, the catcher, on deck with 2 down. Toss to first. Not a huge lead there for Rose. Rose is a soon-to-be senior at Osseo High School. He's the runner at first. Del Castillo's at third. Andover holding on to a 4-2 lead. 1 strike pitch out in front. 0-2. Big pitch here. No balls, 2 strikes. First and third.
Don't give him anything too good to hit here.
Really paying attention to the runner over at first, Rose.
I know Deichel's probably thinking this is a good time for them to have a play on, get the runner in motion. But you got 0-2. Let's attack the hitter.
0-2, and he does, and it's at the belt, called strike 3. Patton, the pinch hitter, goes down looking, and a big strikeout for Deichel. That's his 7th of the ball game, and the 14th of the season for him. And the rally goes for naught here for Osseo. They threaten, but they do not score. No runs, 2 hits. They leave runners at the corners as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still Andover 4, Osseo 2. Good piece of pitching there by Deichel with 2 on and 2 outs, able to pitch out of it and get the big strikeout.
Yeah, that you get the pinch hitter coming in and getting that infield single. And Deichel's a competitor. He probably thought he got the bag there, but coming back on the mound and getting that first pitch strike, getting that called pitch on that corner, really kind of set the tone for that at bat. He threw the nice slow curve to get the swing out in front, and then really had his full arsenal available on the 0-2 pitch.
Getting the job done. He's gone the distance to this point. As Andover will bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the bottom part of their order, Cullen Rowe, Thomas Ludy, and Patty Kelly are the due batters in that lineup. And there's a live look in Ham Lake and Coon Rapids over at Winter Crest. CTN providing that coverage.
8-3 the score in the 5th. Ham Lake leading.
Sam Wolkerstorfer will start his third inning of work here. He came in relief of Eli Larson. Larson went the first 3 innings, gave up all 4 of the runs against Andover, just 1 earned, 3 unearned. 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Just
Wolkers, well, go ahead.
Just 1 base runner allowed, and that was on that hit by pitch.
Yeah.
For Wolkerstorfer, so he's come in and really kind of silenced the Andover bats. Looks like we've got Colin Anderson here hitting.
One Colin for Cullen.
Yep.
So Colin Anderson in the number 8 spot. Pinch hitting for Cullen Rowe. Called strike there. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here to Anderson. Hits it the other way sharply, and Osseo got just a piece of it, ticked his glove and into right field. Official score,
like
what are you
Rose.
going to give that?
I'm going to give that an error, hit off the glove. He's got to make that play. And that's Rose now playing second for Osseo.
Here's Keegan Fogarty, who entered the game a few innings ago for Thomas Ludi, now playing in the outfield. And Fogarty will take up and away. 1 ball to count. Ludi had gone 0 for 1, reached in an air, and flied to left. So instead of Shevska now at second, it's Rose for Osseo. Wolkerstorfer, the main thing for him here in the bottom of the 6th, he has to keep it a 4-2 game. Make it extra, make it that much harder going into the 7th to try and get his team to come back. Toss to first. Gutzman holding there with Anderson.
Colin's probably not going to be happy that I said that was an error.
No, he'd want to hit, right?
Yeah.
There's a floater that hits on the outer half.
Here this inning, Wolkerstorfer going to that off speed a lot more often than he had his first 2.
It's kept the Andover batters off balance. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count to Fogarty. Off the end of the bat down the left field line, and that'll slice foul and unplayable. It'll continue 2-2 off top of the Andover order on deck. Two, foul back again. Riding along at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Wolkerstorfer trying to climb the ladder there. He's thrown a couple of off speed, maybe trying to catch Fogarty napping there and expecting off speed, but able to get the hands out and connect with it just to follow it off.
Andover does not have a base hit since the 2nd inning. They had 3 hits in the first, 3 in the 2nd. Little nubber at the plate, and we stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's might be a changeup he's throwing. There's not much break on it, but it's kind of floating to the plate.
Yeah, and it's given Andover fits here. Wolkerstorfer sets in the 2-2. Misses outside, filling the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Patty Kelly waiting in the on-deck circle. They're keeping the runner over at first. Anderson close. It's ball 4. 2 on, nobody out. Just the 2nd walk given up by Osseo pitching here tonight. They did hit a batter. But for Andover, they've got 2 on, nobody out. Here comes the top of their order.
You got Caden Belisle in the on-deck circle. He's got 2 flyouts. You figure that that run going from 2-run lead to a 3-run lead is a pretty important one, so I would expect Patty to probably lay down a bunt here.
And that's exactly what he does. It's off the plate and behind the plate. Strike 1. Try to get those runners over. playing for at least one insurance run here. 4-2 isn't bad, but 5-2 is quite a bit better. Every additional insurance run helps. 1 strike to Kelly. He lays it down again. That should move him across, and Wolkerstorfer misplayed the ball. Everybody's safe. Bases are loaded. Anderson to third, Fogarty to second, and Kelly's on at first. Be the second error this inning charged to the Osseo fielders. And here's a chance now for Caden Belisle to add a whole bunch of insurance.
So infield's going to come in here. If I'm Caden, I'm thinking right now I just want to try and keep something that I can keep low. Try and drive in 2.
First pitch to Belisle is outside. Ball 1. Belisle flied to center, flied to right, and flied to right. 0 for 3 tonight. But like you said, he has those fly balls, and anything at least not shallow in the outfield, pretty guaranteed of getting another one across here. Fouled back 1-1. Even though blooper could fall with the infield playing in.
Fogarty at second is a very good base runner. You would assume with the infield playing ahead of me, he'll get a good jump.
1-1. It is in the air down the right field line, first base line, and there's Kitzman, the first baseman, makes the catch in foul territory, and everybody has to stay put. Big out for Wolkerstorfer and Osseo, getting that pop foul, and Belisle is retired, 1 out.
Which will allow the Osseo defense. Corners will stay up. Middle will play back, playing for that double play ball. Eckes at the plate gives that opportunity. Is not the quickest down the line. You heard Coach Eath yelling to Patty Kelly, you got to get down there trying to break up that double play.
First pitch to Eckes. He swings and pops it up. It's in the infield. They called the infield foul rule, or excuse me, infield pop rule. Infield fly rule. I think it's been a long time since I said infield fly, but I think I made that pretty obvious here.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that called. And batter is automatically out, 2 down, and everybody's staying put.
Well, you got now and everybody gets to play back. You got Richards up. Last time up, was able to make some good contact.
Yeah. He has 2 hits. 2 runs batted in, 2 for 3 tonight. Nice backhanded stop by Capra, who has been very good behind the plate here. And actually, it's Eli Larson now. Guess I didn't catch that from earlier. That's number 10 behind the plate, not Capra, who had been the number 9, who had been the man behind the plate. So Larson makes a nice stop there. This one is in tight, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Nick Richards. Two-0 pitch. Misses inside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, if he's behind the plate, how is the pitcher still in the game? Unless the pitcher entered.
There's ball 4, 4-pitch walk. I don't know, but there might be, and that's going to knock a run in. Anderson comes in.
So that means
so now it's 5-2 because Larson was DH'd for.
Yep. So that would mean that Wolkerstorfer's hitting in Capra's spot, if that's the case.
Yeah, and he would have come up. He was the next one due up last inning. Here's a pop fly. Another one in the infield, and it wasn't caught. And now everybody's kind of scrambling around. Did they get a force at second? Did they run it out?
Nope. Everybody
and
was
of course,
a 2-run score.
No infield fly rule because there were 2 outs. So they ran it out, and 2 runs come in. Fogarty scores and Kelly scores. Richards is all the way to third, and first is on. That'll be an error. That's the 3rd error of this inning against Osseo. And this one is grounded to short, and Peterson will make the play over. That'll finally get him out of the inning. But a couple of runs there that Osseo would love to have back, and a little bit of a gift there for Andover. They get a couple of insurance runs, 3 total, but those 2 that came in when they thought the inning was over. So an issue there for Osseo. We'll go to the 7th here as we played 6th. Andover gets 3 runs, and they expand their lead here. They came into the inning with a 4-2 lead, and now it's all of a sudden 7-2 as we go to the 7th here on QCTV Sports.
Thank you for watching QCTV. By the way, have you seen our other programs? You can see city council meetings, parades, concerts, public service announcements, festivals, feature stories, football, business profiles, law enforcement, chamber, volleyball, gaming, election candidates, gardening, movie reviews, softball, court updates, graduations, city updates, history, cooking, animals, fire department, basketball, city officials, Halloween, auctions, theater, robotics, dance, voter information, construction, slow TV, and so much more. So keep it tuned here to QCTV.
I think we're ready to hand our Player of the Game award to.
No question.
Jacob
Deichel. He's done a great job here pitching. 1 earned run, I think, is what we had determined here early on, and 2 runs allowed. I think he's up to 8 Ks and still going here in the 7th.
Last chance for Osseo. Top of the 7th.
We got Ben Weber.
Ben Weber leading it off here in the number 9 spot in the order. So Andover scored 3 runs without the benefit of a hit in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3 runs in. There were 3 errors. There was the 2 base on balls. And that gives Andover a little breathing room here, 7-2 as we move to the 7th inning. Weber in that number 9 spot. Capro started the game at catcher, was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts looking. Jacob Deichel starting his 7th inning. He's gone the distance here for Andover. Popped up by Weber and out of play. Deichel to the plate. Fouled off the catcher, Belisle. Nump say 2-2. He gave it to it twice, and I can't see his left hand.
It's 3-2.
3-2. Full count to Weber, 3-2. Wick and Quan, top of the order. Time called. Seven hits on the night for Osseo. Hit the other way, caught at first by Richards. 1 out. Davis Wick now bats 0 for 3 tonight, that leadoff spot. First offering to Wick. Breaking ball right at the knees. 1 strike.
On the night, he's got 2 Ks against Deichel has against Wick.
Goes sidearm there. Low, 1-1.
Well, he got the first call down. Maybe thinking he's going to get a chase.
Does it again. That one low. Wick takes again. 2-1.
Deichel coming in at 77 pitches into this inning.
Popped up and out of play. High, 3-1.
We do have
Check
somebody
that,
warming up here
Two
in the pen for Andover, as Deichel is nearing the 100 pitch mark.
And that's high, ball 4. First walk given up by Deichel here in the game tonight. And he's had great command and has gone the distance.
Reflection here. It might be 40. That would be Kyle Sanders, the DH, so that would be an easy switch.
Lifted in the air down the right field line. Foul. Richards trying to track it down, the first baseman out of his reach. It's a foul ball here, Brady Quinn. No balls and 1 strike. Single for, I keep saying Quinn, and I apologize for that, Brady Quan, who singled back in the first. Wasn't there a football player, Brady Quinn? Or no?
Oh, yeah. Notre Dame quarterback.
Yeah.
That's
Played
right.
for I'm getting that from. My apologies to Brady Quan. 1 strike the count to him. And he'll take on the outside corner. Deichel gets it across. No balls and 2 strikes. Is there a pitch count rule in Legion baseball, Pete, like it is in high school?
You know, you'd think as a baseball coach I should know that.
But you're not the Legion coach, so you don't need to
I don't
know
the Legion rules.
No. As you get older, you need to compartmentalize those things, and my philosophy is I don't need to know things that I don't need to know.
That's fair.
Because as you get older, there's less room in the brain to hold those and store that information.
I know at the VFW level, they follow the varsity pitch count rules.
I think it'd be safe to assume that they probably do it here at Legion level as well. Fouled back by Quan. One out, runner on, Wicks at first. Osseo needs a pile here in the top of the 7th, down 7-2.
So this pitch will be Deichel's 95th.
Foul back again. Nice job here by Quan, battling and staying alive.
And the other thing to kind of keep in mind here with Jacob is, his primary role through the spring was as a reliever, so he hasn't really been stretched out to throw this number of pitches. He doesn't look to be laboring whatsoever.
Just staying alive. Quan gets it off the very end of the bat and stays alive.
Full extension on those arms, too, just to make sure he got a piece of that.
The runner at first is Wick, gets his lead. Richards holding. Just missed.
Oof.
Close.
I think that one might have been down. I think if it's up just a little bit, he might get that call, as this home plate umpire has given that outside strike zone with 2 strikes frequently.
Breaking ball again, just a piece. And what an at-bat here by Brady Quan. Good battle here, Deichel versus Quan.
Looks like Kyle Sanders is ready to come in, and 1 out, 1 on. Not quite a save situation, but if there's 2 on,
another foul back.
It becomes a save situation. And this will be Jacob's 100th pitch. Easy for me to say.
Jacob was probably hoping for an easier 7th here, but Brady Quan has made sure of that. It's been a tough at bat. Here's the pitch, and he lifts it in the air to left field. Drifting back, Kirchner out there in left will make the catch in front of the left field fence. And now with 2 down, That'll bring up Spencer Peterson, and now it looks like Coach John Heath will make that change based on pitch count here, we're assuming.
Yeah, you get to 100, and, you get one of those, situations. It's still, it's a nice day. You get a pitcher that thinks they can keep going. I'm sure that's what Jacob's maybe saying. Hey, let me get one more hitter. I got 5 pitches to go, and I only need one more out.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do.
So, it's not too often. I've known Coach Heath for quite a long time. It's not too often that he gets talked out of his decision, but I know he appreciates that bulldog mentality that he mentioned at the outset from Jacob, and Jacob fighting for one more batter.
And he wants to finish this game. And it's up to Spencer Peterson to try and extend it. The shortstop for Osseo, 1 for 3 here today, first pitch of ball. So on the high school season, refresh my memory, you get to 100, you got to pull the guy?
It's 105.
105.
In the regular season, you can go up to 115 in the postseason. But it's not a hard number if you're...
Right center, well hit, and that's going to get away from the center fielder, Fogarty, all the way to the fence. That'll score a run. Wick will jog in, and it'll end up being a triple for Spencer Peterson. And the game continues. Osseo gets a run here at 7-3, and they got their big cleanup hitter coming in.
Well, I think now you have to take him out. As I was going to say, if you hit that pitch count number, you can finish the batter. So you could ultimately throw more than 110 or 105, 115 pitches. But, I think, Jacob went in there and said, hey, let me try and finish this. Let me try and get one more guy. And didn't go his way, but he still ends up with an outstanding pitching line. 6 2/3. What do you have, 8 Ks?
I have him for 7. I can double
7.
check.
7 strikeouts.
Yes, 7 strikeouts. 7 hits. Actually, I think more now. 8 hits given up. Scattered the 8 hits. Struck out 7, walked just 1. And is in line to get his first win of the season here in his second start. He will have to face number 4 hitter Matthew Kitzman with a runner at third. And, of course, facing him will be Kyle Sanders, who will be coming in. Get you the pitching numbers on Sanders here in the season for Andover, and those pitching numbers. Sanders, 6 1/3 innings pitched. This will be his 4th appearance. He's been used in relief exclusively. So his 4th relief appearance. He's faced 32 batters, given up 10 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned. Struck out 3, walked 2, has an ERA of 4.42 entering this appearance here tonight, and is trying to finish it up for Jacob Deichel.
And, Kyle's a guy that, his role as on a team is kind of morphed here over the years. When he first started as a freshman, you look at him now, he's a little over 6 foot. He's got some broad shoulders, but if you look back at any pictures of him as a freshman, that was not him. He was probably about 5'4", celebrating on the days where he broke 100 pounds.
Kyle, you may have mentioned this, but he graduated this past spring. It was his senior year with the Husky high school team. Good live arm, sharp breaking ball. Works to keep hitters off balance. And he's got the cleanup hitter Matthew Kitzman. And he'll swing at the first one here and pop it up, playable on the right side. Second baseman Rowe is there, makes the catch. 3rd out of the inning, so Sanders comes in, faces 1, and finishes Osseo in the top of the 7th inning. For Osseo in the 7th, they get a run on a hit, and they leave 1 on. And our final here tonight ends up being 7-3 in favor of Andover. And Pete, your thoughts on the game and the victory for Andover here tonight?
It was a well-played game by Andover, not making the mistakes. Osseo was gave a couple outs to the Huskies throughout the in those innings where they were able to score a couple runs, and those really came back to hurt them.
Nice, strong performance by Jacob Deichel. Gets 6 2/3 innings. You see the upcoming broadcast schedule there here on QCTV. 6 2/3 for Deichel with the win. Gives up 2 runs, 1 earned, 8 hits, struck out 7, and walked 1. Meanwhile, Eli Larson ends up taking the loss for Osseo. 3 innings, 4 runs, just 1 earned. He gave up 6 hits, struck out 2, walked 1. For Andover tonight, 7 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 8. And for Osseo tonight, 3 runs, 8 hits, 5 errors, and they leave 7. Osseo drops to 6-5, 4-4 in the league. And Andover over 500 now, 5-4, 2-1 in the North Hennepin. Jacob Deichel gets the win. As we mentioned, he is our player of the game. Pete, thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Great to do the game with you here. Maybe we'll meet up with you another time later. If not, have a great summer, a great 4th of July.
Well, are you? I'll be back here in 2 days. That next broadcast. I got 2 baseball games this week, so.
I'm flying to Alaska on Friday, so I'll probably be in bed by now.
Well, then you probably won't be there.
But I'll tune in and get as much of the game in as possible here on
Sounds
QCTV.
Great.
All right, thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody in the truck. For Pete Anderson, I'm Jim Erickson here tonight for Andover in Legion Baseball. Final tonight, Andover 7, Osseo 3. Good night, everybody.